Hello, Gemini. So before we begin your reading, I have two cards for you, one from Lay Vampire and one from Chakra Wisdom. And what you pull from Lay Vampire is Burnt by the Sun, Ambition, Extension, and Reach. This card speaks about not ever knowing your potential unless you go beyond the limits that you have set for yourself. This card speaks about not turning away from doing something because of potential failure, that this is where you learn and you grow. And it also speaks about knowing what is safe and wise for you to do in this moment based on what training you have. This is all about patience and hard work to reach those desires that you're seeking. And then Facade from Lay Vampire speaks about needing to let go of something you're not and needing to reclaim your life and to heal pain from from your childhood, past pain from your childhood. So when you look at the two, I really feel like here it's saying that you may be trying too hard to be something that you're not. And here you need to reclaim your life, go after your desires, but do it within your means and make sure that you practice. And that hard work and that practice will get you to what it is that you desire. But again, remember to reclaim your life. Okay, Gemini. Here's the energy coming through. Yeah, there is something definitely going on here. So the Five of Swords, this is about conflict. And more importantly, this is about arguments that are more about ego than truth. It's just bullshit. And it's conflict and it's mental. So something is definitely going on here. I mean, between the 8 and what you pulled in the oracles, it's really, and the other part of this card too talks about wanting to run a marathon without even having run a mile. So, really you need to give up on being something that you're not and be who you are. And again, go beyond the limits that you set for yourself. But here I worry because it's man, conflict, that's no good. And in the past, no. The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, the past coming through to me suggests that this conflict is having to do with a relationship. So the Two of Cups is the bonding between two people. And yeah, it suggests a relationship, an emotional relationship. And now here's this mental conflict going on. Yeah, something's not right here. And, with Facade, it's no, don't do that. So with Gemini, one of the descriptions for the sign of Gemini talks about how a lot of times when you're in a relationship that you really like being in, that's so important to you, you will conform to what the other person wants or what you think the other person wants you to be. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Again, Facade, it says stop trying to be something that you're not, because it's not serving you. And with that 8 of Cups falling out the way it did, yeah, emotionally, this is not worthy of you at all. And in the present, see, now I like this because this tells me where before you may have been being something that you're not in order to have this relationship. Now you're saying, oh, hell no. The Seven of Wands is all about standing your ground and using your voice. This is where you are letting people know exactly where it is that you stand, and you're not going to take any shit. And that's good to see, especially with this 5 being the signifier here. But still, I feel like this conflict is surrounding a relationship. But you're done. You're done. No more bullshit. It's over with. You're standing your ground and you're not going to take any more. Oh, Gemini, why? What is going on? Future conditions, the Five of Cups. Oh, the fives. The fives always have to do with conflict. It's like the rough period through the journey in the minors. The Five of Cups is emotional loss and pain. The man is so focused on the 3 spilled cups that he cannot see the 2 that still remain. And it sucks because we hate being separated from the things that we love. And the 2 of Cups talks about needing to come together and not to be separate. But something is definitely going on here. But again, with the 5 of Cups, not all is lost. But, there's also that feeling there where it's like you're receiving less than what you thought. There's definitely some difficulties going on with a relationship right now. And looking at facade, yeah, I feel like maybe you tried to conform for this person and it just wasn't worthy of you. And now it's creating these feelings of conflict and needing to stand your ground. And there's this emotional pain that's no good. Oh, the best path to follow. Shit. The 10 of Swords. I was just talking about this damn card. The 10 of Swords. This card is a very painful ending. But, again, with the 10 of Swords, you are being released from harmful arrangements, agreements, and relationships. It is over. It is done with. And here is where you need to accept that ending. Yeah. I feel like there may be, for some of you, an ending of a relationship. Because there's just too much bullshit going on with it. It's like you tried to be something that you weren't for this relationship, and it just left you feeling like shit. And here, your best path to follow is saying, no, all of this needs to be done. Done, done, done. And then with the 10 of Swords too, the beauty here is that when you hit that bottom, it can only get better from here. But you have to accept the ending. When I look at the 10 of Swords, to me, it's like, oh, this is an ending I did not want. I did not want this to be over with, but it is. And it's done and it's over with, and there's nothing you can do. And your best path to follow is saying you have to accept that so that this shit can be gone. The influences around you, yes, 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 reevaluating. The 7 of Pentacles is all about reevaluating your situation. This is where you're looking at what you have in your life and you're saying, what can I do to change this? Or what can I do to create more? But this is like taking a second look at what is going on. And then also with the 7 of Pentacles, it's like, when you start doing something in a certain way and it's working for you, do you really want to take a risk and change that? And then in other cases, what you're doing isn't working, so now it's time to start thinking about doing something different here. And yeah, definitely. You're reevaluating this pain. Emotional and mental. I mean, it's one thing to have the mental bullshit going on, but then when you put emotional backing, it makes it even worse. Because again, we don't want to be separated from the things that we love, and nobody wants to have conflict around a relationship, especially if it was something that you wanted. Because again, with that 10, it was like, you didn't want the end of this, but now it's like you have no choice. And again, with facade, yeah, I so feel like you may have conformed to what this other person wanted, and it was just not, it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough, which makes sense with the 8 of Cups falling out. your hopes and your fears, the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is literally telling you to put up your swords. This is a time to take a rest. And definitely there's a need to take a break from all this shit. This is too much, too much, too much. You know, and the Four of Swords can be looked at too as like not doing anything. I mean, there is no action being taken here, but you know, this is also about needing to take a reflective moment on the actions that you've taken. So I would hope here that you are deciding to put up your swords and end this conflict here. Because again, there is no truth there. It's bullshit. And I don't feel like this is you creating this, because you're coming in the present with this feeling of the Seven of Wands. And then on the bottom is that 5, because it's emotionally painful for you, because it's like you tried at this relationship, but apparently it just wasn't good enough. And you're like, screw that. I'm not taking any more shit. I'm done. But emotionally it's hurting. And you definitely need to accept that this needs to be done. And the outcome. Oh, the duality. I love it. I love it. So you come out nicely. Because no matter what may be going on right now involving a relationship and the emotions that you're struggling with and the things that you're looking at, the Ace of Pentacles, even in the reverse, still means that money is coming to you. In the reverse, it just means that it may be coming from an unknown source. So seeing that as the outcome is saying that no matter what's going on right now with relationships and emotions and the mental thought, you still have this sense of security coming into your life. The Ace of Pentacles is all about good opportunities coming through. And that is where Burnt by the Sun comes in. I love it. I love it. Because it's saying that if you continue to work hard for your desires, it's going to bring financial gain into your life. And this sense of security where this relationship was giving you none. You know, and it's like, at the same time, it's like little consolation because, you know, looking at the two, it's like, you wanted this relationship. You did what you thought you needed to do to create this relationship, like being something that you weren't. And now you're reclaiming your life, and it's heading you into this path now of financial security and abundance. But again, you know, it's difficult to look at because I can understand the feeling where, you know, yeah, but I want a relationship. I want to have a bonding experience, but apparently it's just not happening right now. That's great and all that I have this money coming through and the security, but what the hell about this, you know, which I can totally understand. But whatever is going on relationship-wise right now, I feel like for some of you is just no good. Do not try to be something that you're not. Be who you are, reclaim your life, and Burnt by the Sun, do not set limits for yourself because you have an opportunity coming through that is going to be much better than what you're experiencing here. So there's two different ways to look at this. When you look at Facade and it talks about healing the pain from your childhood, you know, I worry here that there may be a situation going on where there's still some lingering pain from childhood. It's just one of the things that I kind of picked up on, especially with that Two of Cups being there, especially if it has to do with like parental figures in your life. Just something I needed to mention. But when it comes to relationships as of right now, stop being who you are not. Don't do that. If a person cannot appreciate you for who you are, truly, they are not worthy of you. Don't try to conform into what this person thinks that you should be, or trying to be something that you're not to please another person. Don't do that to yourself anymore, because all that's going on is just a bunch of bullshit. There's emotional and mental pain and anguish. There's this bullshit conflict going on and a need to accept the ending of this. And right now you're coming in with that feeling of, I'm not taking any more shit, which is good to see. But for you to be having that feeling right now, just it's hurting. It's hurting. Because I understand that need to have that emotional bond with another person. Especially when you went out of your way to be something that you weren't to make this relationship work. Don't do it anymore. Don't do it anymore. It's time to reclaim your life. Now, definitely do what you need to do to reevaluate this, so that emotionally you can be okay with walking away from it. Especially with that 8 falling out the way that it did. You need to be okay emotionally so that you can take a different path. You don't want to be stuck with this emotional hurt and loss because you do not have this bonding experience anymore. It's over and it's done with. You can move on to much better things. And definitely, if there's conflict going on in your hopes and your fears, I feel like this is you saying that you're done. You're done with the bullshit arguments that you know have. It's a no-win situation. There's no truth here. It's just bullshit. I hate seeing this card, and seeing it as the signifier is even worse, because it's like you're wrapped up in conflict right now. But out of all of it, though, and I still feel like it's little consolation, but you pull out with the Ace of Pentacles, which is a fantastic financial opportunity coming to you. So I feel like whatever's going on with this relationship issue here, it's not going to affect the security that you are able to create in your life. But stop being who you are not. Don't do that anymore. And burnt by the sun. Burnt by a relationship, maybe, I can understand that. But again, when it comes to going after something that's going to create this wealth in your life, make sure that you use practice, patience, and hard work, and don't set any limits for yourself, because what you have coming here is much better than the rest of this crap.